So why the X39 stem cell activation patch? Why are we all here? So stem cells are buzzwords, right? We hear them a lot. And what we didn't know when we were called a year and a few months ago is that the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age, the slower you heal. And hundreds of millions of people are experiencing those symptoms of aging. Probably everyone on this call is experiencing some type of symptom of aging. And at 30, who's 30 and above? Raise your hand. Just kidding. At 30, only half of your stem cells are active. I did not know that. I learned that as we have been on this journey. And at 60, you lose almost all of your stem cell activity. The good news is your own stem cells are still there. They're still in your body. They're just taking a really long nap. They're dormant, right? At 60, almost 100% of your stem cells are dormant. And so that's why this little patch is so amazing. So how does it work? If any of you are researchers like I am, and you want to dig into the science of this, Google GHKCU, which is a copper peptide that all of us have in our bodies. It is called, by many, many, many scientists, the holy grail of anti-aging. So what this patch does, inside the center of this patch, is a lattice work of organic nanocrystals. And all that means is that there are amino acids and sugars and salts and water in a very specific concentration and in a very specific pattern. That's what's patented. That's what is the proprietary piece of all of this. And what happens is when you peel off the back of this patch and you stick it to your skin, your own body's heat and light that we emit hit that crystal structure, and those crystals act as a mirror and reflect that light and heat back into your tissue. When that happens, your copper peptide is clinically shown to increase, and that reactivates your own stem cells.
What's interesting about Lifewave, you guys, we're dealing with a 19-year-old company who, that's a pretty good track record when it comes to a company. You don't want to get involved with a startup company that oftentimes doesn't even start up, right? So we're 19 years old, and we were bouncing along doing 20 million a year until X39 came out. This is the star of the show, you guys. A few years ago, this hit the market when the patent was issued. This is patented, and when it was issued, X39 hit the market. And we are now doing, this year, we'll do $400 million in revenue. Next year will be a $1 billion company. Mark my words. And watch what's happening, you guys. 20 million a year to 400 million. If you're an entrepreneur, that's got to excite you over the top, because that is explosive growth. And we can participate in the stem cell industry. We don't have to, own clinics or hire doctors or be a doctor. We can take part of this explosive growth that's happening. If you're a housewife, a truck driver, stay-at-home mom, it doesn't matter. Everybody qualifies for this. So that's something that I really personally love about the opportunity as well.
And we're open in 75 countries, so you can have a global business from your cell phone.
It's very
You're
powerful.
sitting in your living room, right? And when we go to sleep, the people on the other side of the world are what? Waking up. And they're patching people, and they're sharing this opportunity.
Yes. So David Schmidt, he's our CEO and inventor of X39. He personally holds over 150 patents now. The slide needs to be updated because he's cranking out so many patents, and I heard word that by the end of next year it'll be over 180 that this man personally holds. He is a scientist, an inventor. This is his passion to create products that really help people in meaningful ways, and he is a world-class world changer, two-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame, you guys. This guy knows his stuff, and he loves people. He loves God, and we're in really good hands with David as our leader and at the helm. So get excited about that. Like I said, the product X39 is patented, which is very important because, just for example, back in the mid-2000s, Kathy and I, we helped build the fastest company in U.S. history to become $1 billion. It was called Mana V. It was a nutritional beverage, and it was a fun ride. We helped a lot of people, created almost 600 millionaires in that company, and it was incredible. 3 years and 3 months to hit $1 billion, and the only problem was when you have all that success so fast, you get a lot of eyes on, and there was no patent to protect the product. So Costco, all the big box stores, TV, everybody had a similar or like product, and it was very tough to compete with that. And that's what we call a Me Too product, right? Most companies in this industry have those kind of Me Too products with either weight loss, skincare supplements, CBD oils, that type of thing. You guys, listen, get excited. This is patented. This is the only place people can go to get their own stem cells reactivated is from you.
That's right. Okay? And that's the game changer.
That's it. It's so incredible. So get excited. You don't want to infringe on somebody's patent because there are some pretty severe consequences. I used to own a patent back in the day and sold it when I sold my companies. And to get 130 plus patents, I just cannot wrap my brain around what this guy has been through to get that kind of result. It is just remarkable. So
what happens when we activate our own stem cells? And again, that's really important because when you say stem cells, a lot of people kind of raise an eyebrow because you can get stem cells from a lot of other sources, and some of them are frankly not sources I would want to even think about.
Sure.
But these are your own stem cells. These are the stem cells that God put in your body when you were created. So they know you and only you. And when you reactivate them, when you put your body in a reboot, let's say, these are the things that start to happen. Rapid pain relief. That's probably one of the biggest and most common testimonies we hear from people when we share this patch, is that they have pain that either lessens considerably or just goes away. Reduced inflammation, right? Inflammation is the root cause of pretty much every disease we suffer from, every single one. So if we can control the inflammation, we're going to see incredible benefits from that. Supports wound healing. Huge, time and time again, people say, oh, especially as we age, right? I mean, my parents are in their 70s and when they get a cut, or it takes forever for those wounds to heal. Not anymore. It's amazing. Energy and vitality, mental clarity. Anybody have brain fog? In a post-COVID world where most of us have had COVID at least once and some of us have had it multiple times. Brain fog is one of the things that a lot of people are struggling with post-COVID. This helps mental clarity. I don't walk into a room anymore and wonder why I walked in the room. Yeah. I remember why I walked in the room, and that's amazing. Enhances athletic performance. This patch is not just for people in their 60s and beyond. This patch is for everyone. Our 18-year-old son uses this patch, yes. And he's an athlete. Faster recovery from exercise. We've heard that time and time again. I have the energy to, one, do my workouts, and two, I'm not sore the next day, right? And then improve skin appearance. Who doesn't want their wrinkles to diminish and those fine lines to go away? And then even bigger issues, yes, like acne. Our son had cystic acne. You're going to see a picture of him here in a few minutes. And he doesn't anymore because of this patch and what his body was able to do.
Yes. This
chart is fantastic because I don't know about you, but I'm a visual learner. If I see something, I can understand it.
This is incredible.
This
is absolutely incredible right here.
This is called a topography map. And the participant who we're looking at the results is a 77-year-old woman. And X39, this patch, was placed on the back of her neck. And these pictures show a baseline in session 1 before she started using X39. The red areas, the red and the orange, show inflammation in the brain. which translates to little stem cell activity and lack of brain coherence, right? You want your brain to be able to communicate with the rest of your body, because it does. It sends signals to your muscles and your nerves and your digestive system, you name it. And you want that coherence. And the more inflammation you have and the lower amount of stem cell activity you have in your brain, the less coherence you have. Look at session 2, 3 weeks later, not 3 months, not 3 years, 3 weeks on this patch. You can see the red is gone. There's a tiny bit of maybe some kind of orange there in the upper right-hand corner, but it's minimal. No more inflammation, much improved brain coherence. And then session 3 weeks later. So this is a total of 6 weeks on the patch. Complete turnaround. Look at all those nice, cool blues and greens we're seeing. Improved stem cell activity, better brain coherence. So if this is what it's doing in your brain, you can bet it's doing similar things in the rest of your body.
Absolutely.
As we age, the stem cells in your organs, all of them, brain, heart, liver, lungs, kidney, skin, you name it, go dormant. This changes it. So what are the long-term results? And these are not a list that Carl and Kathy came up with or Steve and Gina came up with. These are per the 80 plus case studies on this product.
Over 90 now.
And if you want to do a deep dive into that science, and I understand that because I was that person, you can do that. Startx39.com is where you want to go. What happens in the first few days? 4,000 genes begin to reset to a younger, more youthful state in a few days. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. We see decreased symptoms of PTSD, of anxiety, of depression, of that brain fog we talked about, that mental clarity increasing within 6 weeks. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. Collagen's another buzzword right now. Everyone's taking collagen. What about stimulating your own natural collagen instead of putting foreign collagen in your body? Decreases wrinkles, hair growth increases. Anybody want to regrow their hair?
Yes, please.
Yeah, right? So many people. My roots are growing in my natural color and not gray anymore. Hello. Yes, I will take that. Thank you very much. Increased structural integrity of your skeletal and your muscular systems. This is big deal stuff, right? Systemic whole body health.
You know what's fascinating when you read that, I was thinking about the stem cell injections that a lot of people get. You know, maybe you guys are familiar with those. They're very expensive and they're localized. So when they inject your shoulder or your knee, those stem cells stay in that area, and oftentimes they don't even work. 40%, I think, is roughly 40% failure rate. And you guys, these things are very, very expensive, up to tens of thousands of dollars per injection. And you have to go back for multiple injections oftentimes with absolutely no guarantee. It's a big risk. Here you have a guarantee. And what the clinical studies are showing is that your stem cells are being reactivated. And if you get an injection, those stem cells are going to need to be reactivated and stay activated as well. So even if you know somebody that has had injections, X39 will work to help further that investment that they put in on those injections. But if not, get them before the injections so they can save themselves a lot of money, a lot of risk, and possibly other things. So this is much more affordable, non-invasive, and you don't have to take a needle to the knee. So.
Right. And then that last bullet, within 6 months, and this was the one that really kind of stopped me in my tracks. In one of the recent clinical studies that David and his team performed, 14 out of 15, which I think is 97%, it's high. 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age, cardiovascular age. So we're talking your heart, all your blood vessels, your entire circulatory system, right? Lowered it by an average of 8 years. 8 years after using X39 for 6 months. So if you had the circulatory system of a 50-year-old, after 6 months, your circulatory system is functioning at the age of a 42-year-old.
You guys, I personally experienced some of the benefit of this with my cardiovascular system. I'm in construction over here in Orlando, Florida, and we're on our feet often all day, every day. And a lot of spider veins developed over the years in my feet. I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of spider veins. And it was probably, I don't know, 3 to 5 months on the patch. And Kathy noticed my feet one night because I don't sit around looking at my feet, right? She noticed my feet. She said, "Oh my word, look, the spider veins on your feet are all but gone, Carl." And it just was fascinating to me. And this was something that once she pointed it out, I saw it, and I just thought that was so interesting. If this is what we can see happening, then just think about what else your stem cells are doing in that body to your arteries and your veins and your lungs and your entire cardiovascular system. And that just grabbed me that, man, we're onto something big. So it's just remarkable what we see happening.
Yeah.
So.
And David, that quote at the bottom, it's not anti-aging, it's age reversal. It really is. So where do you send people? If you're new tonight, welcome. We're so glad you're here. You're in the right place at the right time with an amazing group of people who build each other up and support one another. We are a team. And so the people that have gone before us, Onyx actually put this website together, and I love it because it's all product based. So startx39.com is where you want to send everyone. Yes. That's the link I text out a gazillion times a week to people. Start here, watch the first 3 videos and call me back. Or then I follow up with them the next, day or two. There's nothing on this page about the business, although we'll talk about that because we can't not. But this is all product. And it's a great way to share this in a very non-intrusive, easy way. So this is where you want to go. And you can do a deep dive or a shallow dip if you want. If you have somebody that's a doctor or a scientist or just someone like me who's a science nerd and just wants to know it all and know everything about what's going on.
She really is. She really is.
They can look at every single clinical study. There's a link to the PubMed article on GHK copper peptide. They could read for the next, 3, 6, 9 months and get all the information. We would highly recommend they patch while they're reading.
Yes.
Because sometimes we can all get in what I call analysis paralysis, and we want to just know it all before we start something.
I like to call it studying the roots before you pick the fruits. You get stuck on studying the roots. Guys, just put the patch on.
Yeah.
Just wear the X39 as you do your due diligence and watch what happens.
Yeah.
It's absolutely remarkable. Now, you might be what we call one patch wonder, and you might get a result in minutes. Because let me tell you, there are people out there that get results in minutes to hours. And those are, I don't want to say are likely to happen, okay? Don't set yourself up like that. Expect people to get results in days to weeks and oftentimes months. And set them up that way too, because our bodies, let's face it, we have so much going on with the diets we have, the lack of exercise, clean air, clean water, all this stuff that we have to fight, our bodies have to fight, and it's going to take some time. So let people know, just be committed. Your health is worth it. When you lose your health, oftentimes there's not much that matters after that. If you're in pain, that's all you think about. And so just give it time and be consistent and persistent. Drink at least half your body weight in ounces of water each day and watch what can happen over some time. We got another call today, testimonies all the time coming in of people getting product benefits that you are not going to believe. If you're a guest tonight, if we told you, you wouldn't believe it unless you start experiencing it or your loved ones do. You are going to be absolutely blown away and thankful to the person that invited you to really get on this patch and give it a very serious commitment and watch what can happen. It's a huge, huge blessing to people. So
absolutely.
Next page.
How do you wear it? So easy peasy, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. That's it. So I put a stack of patches by my toothbrush, and in the morning when I get up and I brush my teeth, I put a fresh patch on, and I wear it for 12 hours. And then at night, when I brush my teeth again, I take that patch off, and I throw it away, and I go to sleep. And you let your body repair and rejuvenate, right? Because we all, we've been told that what happens when we sleep, that's when our bodies heal, right? And repair. So sleep is really important. And some people will say, well, can I just wear it at night? Well, you can, but keep in mind that for a lot of people, this little patch gives them energy. And we don't want you to have energy when you're trying to sleep, because that defeats the purpose. So everyone's recommendation is wear this during the day, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. You can wear more than one patch at a time. You don't need to, though. This is systemic. So one little patch, and you can put it anywhere. And that's the next point. You'll see the diagram here. The clinical studies were done with people wearing the patch in one of two places. And that's because when you do a clinical study, you have to
Have constant,
control, right? You have to control variables. So they had to make sure that they were consistent with where the patch was placed. So it's either at the base of the neck. So if you're sitting or you're standing and you put your head down, if you feel back there, you'll feel a bump where one of your vertebrae kind of juts out. Right there is where one of the clinical studies were done. The other one is about an inch below your belly button. So wherever you're comfortable, that's where you should wear the patch. That's where we recommend, but you can put it anywhere. If you're having knee pain, absolutely put it on your knee. Keep in mind, though, that because as we mentioned, this is systemic, your stem cells, once they wake up, they know exactly where to go. And you may want them to go to that knee pain really, really bad. But they may know something that you don't, that maybe there's a more dire circumstance in your body. Maybe your stomach lining needs repaired. Maybe, there's something going on in your heart or in your blood vessels. It's going to go there first. So we always say, keep patching, keep wearing it. Don't give up. You are worth it, right? This little patch ends up costing $3.30 a day. Most people we know spend double that on a cup of coffee every single day, right? You're worth it. So absolutely. David suggests for every decade old you are, you really should, to give it a complete honest shot and to reap the full benefits, you need to wear the patch for 1 month for every decade old you are. So if you're 60, you need to give this 6 months before you are really going to experience full benefits. So keep that in mind. And then, like Carl said, drink plenty of water. We are all chronically dehydrated in this country. We are. We drink a whole lot of coffee and a whole lot of soda and a whole lot of tea and not a whole lot of water. So half your body weight in water is what's recommended in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should strive for 100 ounces of water a day. And for every cup of coffee you drink or soda that you drink, let's say you drink 2 cups of coffee, add that on top of the 100 ounces back in. Because every time you drink anything caffeinated, that's going to dehydrate you. So water is really, really important. These patches work at their optimum level when you're well hydrated.
Yeah, and electrolytes too, we're learning are very, very important because our bodies are electrical systems and light, and you need those electrolytes. So make sure that you get a good quality electrolyte to add to this. Watch what happens, you guys.
Yeah.
It's miracle. It's miracle stuff. So hey, here's the testimonial page. This is our favorite part of this. We tell everybody you can build a massive, massive business, you guys, just on the testimonies alone of what is happening.